Okay? On the one hand, we've taught our loved ones, you have a right, you have a choice. We have to respect your boundaries. You have boundaries, it's okay. And then on the other hand, our children are taught, or we are taught, I can say for myself, we were taught that if an adult gives you an instructions or an adult tells you to do something, regardless of how you feel or regardless of you being uneasy, suppress it because an adult has given you direction, okay? Can you see how everything that we've taught or been taught or learned has been undone? So what do we do about that? How do we fix it? Like I said, 90% of victims who've been sexually assaulted knew their attacker. They knew their abuser. And so the way that we fix that, according to globalchildrenfund.org, the way that we fix that is by empowering our children, empowering our loved ones, empowering our siblings, enforcing the fact that they have choice, they have a consent, they have respect, that we have to respect them, okay? Enforce their boundaries. Pay attention to those verbal and nonverbal cues. If little Sally seems uncomfortable and seems squeamish, pay attention to it. Inject yourself. Break it up. Okay? Don't allow those boundaries to be overstepped. Let the child know that it's okay to change their mind. All right? So if little Sally is not comfortable giving Papaw a hug or sitting on his lap, reinforce that for her. Be that sounding board. Say, yeah, she doesn't like that, okay? But suggest maybe a fist bump or some other form of affection or communication that little Sally can do that makes her feel uncomfortable, that makes her feel comfortable and makes her feel empowered, okay? And the article states that by doing this, we empower our children. We give them the confidence that they need to stand up and say, I'm not comfortable with this. Let my voice be heard. And so that way, if something does happen later on down the line, then they have the confidence and they know that they can come to you and that you will do something. And that brings me to my third and final concept, and that is creating a circle of trust, okay? We've all heard the proverb that it takes a village to raise a child, and that is so, so true. According to Andre Roberts of RBS Communications, he states that it's so important for us to have that circle of trust, have that sounding board, that system of support, not just for you, but for every member of your family. All right, there might be a person or two that overlaps. Maybe you have a trusted family doctor, maybe your preacher or your teacher, or someone of that nature, but each person needs to have their own circle of trust, all right? And so regardless of how tight you think your family might be, the fact of the matter is that you don't know everything, all right? And so that pretty much solidifies or confirms why it is so important to have that system of trust or that circle of trust, that communication. Okay, so that way if maybe they can't get to you, then they have that other person that they can go to, that they can talk to, that will listen to them, that maybe together they have the confidence to come to you and say, this has happened, or Mom, I'm not comfortable with this, or Dad, or Professor, or whoever the case may be. They have that system. All right, and so in my closing, okay, I want you to take everything that I've said. Hopefully you have found value in it in some way, shape, or form. And I want you to maybe ask yourself, do I enforce those 5 basic principles of consent? Do I enforce respect, boundaries, communication? Do I enforce the ability? Do my children know about the ongoing concept that just because it's okay today doesn't mean it has to be okay tomorrow? Do I empower my loved ones? Do they know that it's okay to listen to that voice within, that regardless of whose feelings might be hurt, it is more important to listen to that inner voice and be confident in what that inner voice is telling them? Do they know that that's more important than offending somebody? And then, have I created a circle of trust for myself? Have I created a circle of trust for my loved ones? Who all is in my circle of trust? What does that circle of trust look like for me, for my family? All right? And so know this, that it's not about living in fear, okay? Or living in fear of the what if this happens, what if that happens. It's not about that. It is about making sure that you have the systems and the strategies and the people in place that if something does happen, that you know how to pick up the pieces, you know where to go from there, you know how to handle the situation. Thank you.